cross over, and I think right now there's like a little informational panel right there. And we are going to try to thinking about putting it there. There will be a kind of an interpretive panel that will have more information about the railroad, the sculpture, things like that.
So it's on
The parking lot side?
the parking lot side?
Yes.
Okay.
It will be it will kind of be looking out at the parking lot and the railroad right there. That way it can be rooted in just a little more context.
So it's this-
We will obviously work with the artist on kind of uprooting it and
So this is
relocating
fine.
it and where
Yeah.
he thinks, positioning and all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, we're basically coming to you guys because we think it'll fit better within the context of the railroad and the Heritage Trail. And we also would like public art at the trail, so we think it'll fit very well with its surroundings, so.
Will it be displayed the same as it is currently at Lytle
Yes,
Park?
yes,
The same
yes,
pedestal or,
yes. Yeah, I don't know, Eric, maybe you could I don't know if we will have to redo the concrete, what will happen when it physically comes out of the ground and all that, but obviously, yes, the vision is to keep it how it looks right now, just obviously change its physical location. I don't know how.
Yeah, the
If
pedestal.
the base, how that's gonna work.
Yeah, the base, the concrete base that it's setting on, it was poured within with rebar. So
Okay.
it's connected, so you couldn't bust apart the base of it. And then that was poured on top of another pad that they had too. So
Okay.
it'll probably have to be one of those where they're gonna have to cut around the base
Okay.
and then take it and then put it over. I do think that elevation wise that it'll probably need to be set a little
Yeah.
higher because of the parking lot and the trailhead and everything.
Yeah.
So you kind of break that plane a little
Yeah.
bit, but other than that, and that'll
Okay.
hopefully deter, climbing and setting and everything as
Yeah.
well. So, but I do agree. I think for Madison to progress and to, keep creating these spaces for the public, that things need to change a little bit and be moved. When that was placed at the park, the park is as it is now.
Yeah.
With no real plan set, in motion for anything else to be there. So it was always kind of odd because it was juxtaposed to nothing.
Yeah,
And so it was, set in just kind of this weird spot that didn't have a lot to surround it or buffer it. And if you are going to do something there, it's going to be easier to move that. And like I said, it connects to the history of our railroad and everything. I mean, those are ties from the actual railroad. So it makes complete sense to move that sculpture for the betterment of the community visually and also historically. So.
Am I correct, Emily, there's a larger plan for I think even maybe an open house upcoming for the trail? Am I
yes.
correct about that?
Yes, there is a groundbreaking for the trail that is August 14th at 11 a.m. and it will be in that parking lot and kind of on that grassy spot right there. So it will be right around the area that we're looking to put it in. So yes, that's upcoming next week, I believe. Yeah. Yeah.
So no plan to move it before then, right?
Oh, no. I feel like that would be a tad bit ambitious of us
That
to
would
think
be,
that we
yes.
can do that in a week, but I appreciate your gumption.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for thinking of me, I guess. But no, that would obviously be a long-term plan before the completion, probably spring of next year. So give us a little more time.
No, you're good.
So, yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm also seeing, and I just might not be able to read the drawings because it's not mine, but the benches and the receptacles, are those new or are those
Yes.
existing or?
I believe those are new. And all that's just included in there. Yes, I believe, and again, forgive me, I don't know exactly some of the specifics like Tony does, but yes, I believe those are new to be placed throughout various spots. And I'm sure there'll be at least one around the entrance there, close to where the sculpture will be.
Additional discussion?
I move that we approve the relocation of the ties that bind as indicated in the presentation.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right.
That is the first relocation you guys have approved.
It's exciting.
Yeah, deserves a moment.
Okay. We'll move on to, if there's no further discussion, new business. First on our list is the Art-C Cart Tours. And it looks like Kim Nyberg from Madison Area Arts Alliance.
It's my monthly report to y'all. I feel
Coming up
like
to
every
report.
every month we come up with kind of a new and improved or a new kind of project to bring to you. So I think hopefully you'll be really pleased. You'll be really pleased with this one. I'm so excited to present this. So, oh gosh, about a year ago, Keith Acree of Acree Alley Carts came flying into the spot, the Arts Alliance, and said, we want to partner, we want to partner, we want to do something with the public arts and the MA. And so we put our heads together and we're getting ready to start what is the Artsy Golf Cart Tours. So golf cart tours. And this is a public art tour that will be available for the public. And we're really, really excited about it. It's a partnership between Acree, of course, and really with support of the Jefferson County Board of Tourism. So this was something that we really wanted to do. And I just want to say for the record, it's not just for people that are visiting. It's for people that really might want to dig into the public arts and what we have around our community. Because it's really impressive when you put it on one sheet, which I have like really cool brochures that will be available. But it's really it's beginning to be a great collection. And so we're really excited about this. So it's a 45 to an hour tour, and our patrons can actually get on a golf cart that's covered with a wrap that says kindness. It's like the kindness mural. It's wrapped. It's really kind of a cool little cart. And we have a tour that will basically take you through the downtown, through the cultural district, and show in depth, up close and personal, all the public art pieces. So we're pretty excited about it. We do have to change our brochure because of your last correction, your last movement of the ties that bind. So you will see, we will make a note of that change. So I'm just here to present it, to show you what we have, and kind of put it out there for the public to understand. But with all the public art, I think it's really important to note, it just doesn't happen. It takes a lot of time to plan public art, whether it's a sculpture, whether it's a mural, whether it's whatever it is. It takes time. It represents hours and hours of planning, a partnership with an artist, with a team of artists, fundraising, and artistic expression. And I think as the Public Arts Commission moves forward, that methodic way of doing public art will be better and better and better. And I like to think that in the last 5 years that our community has dipped its toe, so to speak, in public art, with the switch boxes and with all those other things. But I also want the public to remember that the Broadway Fountain is also public art. And we have some really monumental pieces of public art that were prior to 5 years. So there's just kind of a really cool thing happening in our community. I think people are responding, and public art really should make you happy. It should make you think, and it should make you ponder and learn, and not everybody's going to like it. Not everybody's going to love everything everybody else does. So it's okay for that. So I have brochures, and I'm open to questions, but we're kind of a fun thing. We've been practicing, and we have guides. So we've been practicing for the last month or so, and we have some really interesting guides that have volunteered to do this for us. So
I think that's amazing, just the awareness that'll bring to the public's art specifically. I mean, it's noticed as we go in and out of our day-to-day, but all the tourism that's happening, and I just think that's fantastic. So When do you expect this to kick off, Kim?
Well, we've been trying to wait to the weather. I mean, it gets really hot on a golf cart. And so we've been kind of waiting for it to give a little bit of break in the weather and to get everybody trained and to get our public, and this is a draft, y'all. This is what I've just handed you. So if you have ideas or if you see something, please let me know. But we could start as early as next week or the week after. I think it's going to be a great fall thing. And so there is a cost. It does cost $25 to take the tour. And I think that's pretty reasonable. You get hands-on first, and we can do 45 minutes or up to an hour. Or I had one that lasted 2 hours, but that was kind of interesting. We started talking architecture and built environment and river, and I mean, it just got crazy, but anyway. So yeah, the standard is 45 to an hour for 25. And of course, the Arts Alliance, Madison Area Arts Alliance is a nonprofit. So donations and tips are greatly appreciated for that.
Wow, that's amazing. Love it. Thank you for sharing.
Do they book this at mall or Acre or?
What we're doing, it's kind of interesting, Kara, thank you for that. I missed that completely. There will be a phone number, and what someone interested in doing will text golf cart. And the person on the other end will call that person and tell them the hours. So our guides are set up. We have one guide that does Monday and Friday. There'll be a guide for Tuesday, different guides on different days. And then I'll fill in wherever I can. I love doing it. It's fun.
You know, I know we've got one of the river boats, whatever is American Cruise Lines, I believe, is currently docked. So do you anticipate a lot of traffic from that, or?
If we want,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they want to, we'll absolutely. And what's great, because the spot is located by the Kindness Mural, so it's right there. So we're 42 steps to the golf cart. So if they can find us, we can hopefully.
How many people fit on the golf cart? Just curious. Like, is it
4 total.
Okay, so you got to put 4 passengers on there.
3 passengers.
3 passengers.
Comfortably.
Okay.
Yes, with a guide. But in the future, we might have another one.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But Acre was very kind to do what they did. And of course, the Board of Tourism helped us with the wraps and those kinds of things. So
Cool.
thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Second item of new business, we have a creation of a mural grant program.
Yes. This is more so just maybe information. There's not necessarily anything for you guys to take action on, at least today. We have recently had some new investment in murals in downtown, and we love property owners taking pride in their buildings and wanting to be able to incorporate public art. We just are trying to remind the public that we exist and we are here to help. We recognize that the commission is fairly new, and so we're still trying to kind of get our feet under us and figure out kind of our next path forward. I think after we did the guidelines and finished those, then we went straight into fundraising for the sculpture at the Gateway. So I think now we've finally kind of taken our first big deep breath, and so we're trying to figure out kind of what we want our next big task to be. And I have talked with Kim at the Arts Alliance about this a couple times, and I believe, if I remember right, we talked about this with our consultant who helped us with the guidelines as well, about taking the next steps towards a grant program. And so I'm going to be starting to work on that in the coming months, to try to develop that and kind of figure out what that looks like for you guys and for us. But we just kind of want to put that out there in the community and the public that we are trying to move forward in that direction to try to help give us some skin in the game and to try to help people know that we are here and willing to help, and that they can come before us and you guys can just be able to kind of look at their overall ideas. And I'm hopeful that we can work with Ma, and Kim can also kind of be a liaison to maybe local artists, materials, things like that, and then all of us putting our heads together will create just a really nice resource for for artists wanting to create a mural, for building owners, property owners, just kind of create this information hub, if you will, that can be a real benefit to community, really anybody and everybody looking to kind of step into the mural world. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking in the direction that we're heading. So I just wanted to put that on our agenda just so I could kind of give you guys a little brief overview of where I think we're heading. And hopefully there'll be a little more to flesh out maybe at our November meeting, and we could kind of start to figure out maybe what a basic application looks like. What do we just want a baseline, here's a set amount of money, do we want levels, things like that. And we can kind of work towards that, and hopefully I would hope get something solidified maybe at the beginning of next year to try to kind of start working through that and kind of setting a set amount of funds for the year, and then kind of maybe once those peter out, then kind of that's the end of the cycle is kind of where I think we're trying to go. And again, that may change. We're in pretty early stages, but I just kind of want to give you guys a brief update to kind of start thinking through that, and anything, any thoughts you have or any kind of metrics you might want incorporated. So, yeah.
I think it's a great idea, and obviously more skin in the game and more resources, both financially in this case, and then obviously the resources that exist currently.
Exactly.
And kind of really emphasizing that. But if they were to, knowing the process is new, if they weren't to walk in and ask directly here at City Hall or call and ask someone, how would they access that if they're online, or how would they inquire with the city to gain access to those resources?
Absolutely. I would say all of our information is available on the website. There is a Public Arts Commission tab on the website under the Economic and Redevelopment Department, and my information should be listed on there. And there's all of our materials, all of our meeting info is kept up to date on there. All of the guidelines are on there, and that should point them towards myself to try to start having that conversation. And again, depending upon the circumstances, whether they own the building, are they an artist, a building owner, property owner, just a business owner, then we can kind of start to flesh out where to go from there. It kind of just depends on where they stand in the world, but the landing page for you guys should give them a basic overview to then be able to kind of come to me and talk to me about kind of what they're thinking, where they are, and then I can also liaison with Kim and kind of put our heads together and go through it that way.
Any other discussion? All right. Okay. So our next meeting will be here in the council chamber, scheduled for Thursday, November 6th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m. And with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.